In April 2010, I completed the 25th edition of the Marathon des Sables, 156 miles in 7 days in what is the toughest foot race on the planet. What made me unique amongst the field of over 1,000 competitors that year was that I travelled to Morocco with a broken ankle. The lessons I learnt before, during and after the event are relevant for individuals, for organisations and for business. So it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon on day 4 of a 7-day event in the Sahara Desert. Less than halfway through that day and less than halfway through the total distance. And when you tell people that you're going to compete in the world's toughest foot race, they usually have one very clear question. And that's why. It was the end of January 2010 before it was diagnosed as a broken ankle. There wasn't time to do much about it before the event, and that's why on the 1st of April I headed off to the Moroccan Sahara Desert to compete the world's toughest foot race with a broken ankle. This picture sums up brilliantly one of the surprise elements for me of the Marathon des Sables, the power of teams that form and break throughout the event. And the one constant, I guess, throughout it all for me was the tent Team 117, and this shows 5 of the 8 that started the event, making the big finish together up the hill to the finish line, hand in hand, at the end of what is quite frankly the most gruelling thing that I or any of us have ever done. It's Easter Sunday and we're all smiles and clean for some kind of resurrection. What the next 7 days would hold, who knew? But we were ready to go, and this shot taken with one of the famous camels is just before we donned our rucksacks and headed to the start line. This is the moment anywhere during the Marathon des Sables that everybody, every competitor dreads. As cute as that camel almost certainly is, if it's that close, it's the end. For me, it was a case of putting my head down, working as hard as I could, and putting as many other competitors between me and the camel as I possibly could. The one thing you desperately don't want is to look over your shoulder and see the camel right behind you. It's 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm now so tired that I can't even use my walking poles properly, and instead I'm dragging them along the sand. This for me was the most difficult moment of the Marathon des Sables. And it was at this point where that why question becomes so significant. Why was I there? It wasn't about the medal, the t-shirt or the certificate. It wasn't about the £10,000 being raised for charity. What got me through those dark moments was that I was there to restore some personal pride and give my family someone they could be proud of. Finally, I would say that the biggest lesson from my time in the Sahara Desert was that if you really understand why you're trying to achieve something, what the key motivation is, then you can be successful in anything that you put your mind to. It is the famous Nietzsche quote that says, if you have a strong enough why, you can endure any how. And I think that sums up my experience perfectly.
Yeah, a very inspirational story, not just for individuals, but also relevant to businesses, and shows exactly what can be done when people come together and really set their mind to something.
It's a very emotional and moving account of what it really takes to achieve your dreams and goals. You can take everything you learn from Colin and apply it into every aspect of your life. I used it getting into university and it succeeded.
Colin's talk was interesting and inspirational with some valuable lessons about self-belief, passing our limits and achieving goals.